Ender's Game by Orson Scott Card. Summary: Ender's Game is a science fiction novel by Orson Scott Card, published in 1985, which follows Ender Wiggin, a gifted young boy who is recruited by the military to train as a commander in humanity's war against an alien species known as the Formics. The novel explores themes of leadership, the ethics of war, and the manipulation of innocence, capturing Ender's journey from a vulnerable child to a strategic leader burdened with the complexities of power. Plot summary. 1. Ender's recruitment and battle school training. Ender Wiggin, a 6-year-old boy from Earth, is monitored closely by the military due to his potential as a leader. He is the youngest of 3 children in a world where families are typically limited to 2. His older brother Peter is aggressive and ruthless, while his sister Valentine is compassionate and empathetic. When Ender is selected to attend battle school in space, he reluctantly leaves his family, aware that he is being groomed to become a military leader. In battle school, Ender faces intense physical and psychological training, excelling at the zero-gravity war games that simulate combat. His quick thinking, strategic prowess, and adaptability distinguish him, but the training is brutal and isolating, designed to test his limits. The teachers purposefully isolate Ender to foster self-reliance, knowing that this loneliness will drive him to excel without depending on others. 2. Mastering the battle room and forming alliances. As Ender advances, he is promoted to command a group of younger students in simulated battles within the battle room. His innovative strategies and unique formations lead his team to consistent victories, earning him respect and resentment from his peers. Ender's compassion toward his subordinates and his ability to think outside traditional tactics make him a natural leader. However, the constant challenges and manipulation by his superiors erode his trust and push him to question the purpose of his training. 3. Isolation and psychological pressure. Ender's training becomes increasingly intense, with the instructors intentionally creating unfair scenarios and pitting him against overwhelming odds. He is eventually promoted to command school, where the training escalates to a new level of psychological manipulation. Despite his doubts and moral conflicts, Ender remains determined to excel, driven by a sense of responsibility to protect humanity and prove his worth. Meanwhile, back on Earth, Peter and Valentine engage in their own power struggle, using online pseudonyms to influence political debates and prepare for a future in global leadership. Valentine's ongoing compassion for Ender remains a source of strength for him, as she is the only person who understands his struggles and offers him a sense of belonging. 4. Final simulation and the truth about the war. In command school, Ender is introduced to a series of advanced simulations, where he must command fleets in complex battles against the Formic forces. Under the supervision of Rackham, a legendary hero who defeated the Formics in a previous invasion, Ender excels but becomes increasingly worn down by the constant pressure. In his final exam, he is given an impossible scenario, where he commands his fleet to destroy an entire Formic planet to secure victory. After achieving what he believes to be a simulated victory, Ender learns the shocking truth: the simulation was real, and he has unwittingly led the human fleet to annihilate the Formic species. Ender is devastated by the revelation, realizing that he was manipulated into committing genocide. He grapples with guilt, questioning the morality of his actions and the ethics of a society that would use him in this way. 5. Discovering the Formic Queen and seeking redemption. Haunted by his actions, Ender's journey continues when he finds a cocoon containing a surviving Formic Queen, who communicates with him telepathically. The Queen reveals that the Formics did not intend to continue their conflict with humanity and that the initial wars were based on a tragic misunderstanding. Moved by this, Ender resolves to find a new home for the Formic Queen, determined to atone for his role in their destruction. Ender's journey of redemption leads him to leave behind his role as a military commander and embark on a search for a place where the Formic species can be reborn. This quest represents Ender's commitment to peace and his rejection of the violence that has defined his life. Key themes. 1. The ethics of war and manipulation. The novel raises complex ethical questions about the cost of survival and the lengths to which society is willing to go in order to win a war. Ender's manipulation into committing genocide underscores the moral ambiguity of using a child as a weapon, challenging readers to consider the true cost of victory. 2. The burden of leadership and isolation. Ender's experience reflects the heavy responsibility that comes with leadership. Throughout his journey, he is isolated by the demands placed upon him, and his strategic mind becomes both his greatest asset and his source of suffering. His loneliness is exacerbated by the pressure to constantly prove himself. 3. Innocence and loss of childhood. Ender's story is one of lost innocence, as he is forced to mature under extreme circumstances. The military's manipulation of Ender's talents for their own ends reflects the theme of childhood innocence corrupted by a society willing to exploit youth for its own survival. 4. Empathy and understanding the other. Ender's ability to empathize with his enemies, both human and alien, sets him apart as a unique leader. This empathy ultimately drives him to seek redemption for his actions and to find a way to honor the lives he has unknowingly taken. His empathy also contrasts with the militaristic values of his society, highlighting the importance of understanding and compassion even in the face of conflict. Conclusion. Ender's Game by Orson Scott Card is a powerful exploration of the ethics of war, the sacrifices of leadership, and the loss of innocence. Through Ender Wiggins' journey, Card examines the manipulation of power, the complexity of morality in warfare, and the resilience required to seek redemption. The novel's thought-provoking themes make it both an intense adventure and a deep philosophical inquiry into the costs of survival and the nature of humanity.